Hi guys, this is just a quick message. I was guided to give this one because this just happened to me recently, like a few days ago. And this is the second time it happened before, but this was like a couple of years ago, like when I first started using Uber and Lyft. Now this was weird because it kind of happened the same way. This particular time, this was just a few days ago, I had called, this one was Lyft because I used both of them. And of course, which is it's not odd for the ride to change, but this kind it changed, and I always follow my intuition, and it just felt a little off. It wasn't as bad as it was last time, but the closer it got, it was just a little off. So whenever I know to say it was at night, and it switched from a woman to a man, which is not the way because that happens too. But when it got hit, it was just off. When something's off, you can't put your finger on it. It was just weird. Sometimes everybody isn't going to have the best vibe, so I was just like, okay. And you know how you could tell when people are kind of to force any type of conversation. It was like that. It wasn't a normal flow. It was just weird and forced. So I'm just sitting by them, my business like, yeah, something's a little, he's a little weird or whatever. But now, mind you, I was just going run, one place, run in and come right back out. But now you can hear when the GPS, tells them to turn. All of a sudden, this little street is so dark, I almost never even noticed it, but it was at night, and there was no street lights around us, so it was completely dark. I could see where I was going up ahead with the lights up because I was going to the store. But to the left, they had this street that I never saw that all of a sudden, for no reason, GPS didn't tell him anything. It was silence from up there, but he turned the blinker on left to go turn on the dark road, and I was like, no, that's not the way. I was like, there it is, it's up there. You don't need to stop. Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. It looked like this camera's crooked. Oh well. He was like, oh, okay. I'm sorry. So, tried to chat it off, and I'm sitting there like, that thing didn't tell you to turn. So it actually told him to turn where I was like, no, that's not your turn. It's up there. And of course, that's when GPS kicked in and gave me the right directions. I was like, let me get what I need out of the store so I could go ahead and go back. Then when I got back in the car, here he goes with this forced talk again, and he does the one thing that happened to me before. Starts trying to offer services for a ride. Basically, I could come, I'm starting a business myself, I do it on the side, offer rides, and my price is really, really cheap. How much you pay, is it, expensive for you to come? I was like, oh, it's not that bad, because it was already weird at first. He already tried to turn off on the street when the GPS didn't say anything on a dark street. And then on the way back, tried to get me to get one of his cards to call him. And then I was like, oh no, I was like, I'm okay. And then he starts kind of, yeah, because I know sometimes, and he just kind of kept pushing. I'm like, man, I knew something was off. I was like, let me hurry up and get back to where I'm going. Because now, like 2 years ago, this is like when I first started using Lyft and Uber, the same thing happened with this one, as soon, because I always look at the vehicle when it comes up, and this one I just got a weird feeling, just like when I looked at the video, and it was like an older gentleman. I mean, you know, nothing out of the way, but just personally that feeling. And at the time, that was when right when I had to kind of cut the last few family members that I was talking to. That's when I just was done with everybody. So a lot of stuff was happening when I was staying at that house. It was crazy. That's when the setup, like I said, my mom is so desperate to sacrifice me, but that's when, around the time that my dad had passed suspiciously. Yeah, we can be looking into that too. This was around that time, and I got the same weird feelings. And when he came, it was the same thing that this dude did, but the only difference was this guy started as soon as he came. And it was weird because the message that I got off of that, because I know my mom is trying to set me up so many different ways, and because he was trying to, you know, trying to give me a card saying, oh, you know, he drives off the side. Number one, I don't know you. Hell, I be, you know, uncomfy enough, get it, and that's a business. But it's no way in hell I'm getting in the car with somebody that I do not know. So there was 2 times that happened to where everything was just off, and they both did the same thing, trying to give me a card so I can call them when they're just on their own personal time to come pick me up, to where anything could happen. And the first time, I had even got like a download around that was a setup that they were going to try to say that, because that's one of the things that my mom says, is that I'm a sex worker, someone who has been celibate for several years, which is crazy. So she tries to say that I'm a sex worker, and that was a download that I had got from that man, that it was going to be some type of setup. But this feeling that I got with this one, that's weird. And I'm recently just found out that there's been traffickers and people that are connected with these secret societies that are driving Uber and Lyft. Some of them, I think I saw one where a girl, she had to jump out of a moving car. And this wasn't even a week ago, I just saw a police officer did a video where he was warning people, do not take, if you get an Uber or Lyft and they offer you a bottle of water, do not take it, because they have been drugging people like that. I guess they use like a syringe and put something in the bottle, and you get in the car thinking you on your way to go somewhere, and you think they just offering you a bottle of water, and the water has been like spiked. So that was just the quick message. Be careful if you do take ride shares, because to me that is creepy. And especially if you do take them, I don't care how much they try to give you their card and say, oh, this is my business, or I could, you know, do it way cheaper. Do not do it. That is a setup. Number one, I know the first time, I think that was definitely, they were going to try to set me up and say that I was a sex worker. But what's happening now is trafficking. They just straight kidnapping people and just doing foul stuff. Like, just be careful out there. I just wanted to give that message, because the desperation is real for the chosen. It's not going to work though, but just be careful out there. See you on the next.